done pretty well. So this stuff works. It's not just theory. And I'd like to introduce you to some of the key principles here. Now, the first thing is what drives a decision. In this study, it was about purchasing products and services. This was a study done at Stanford University. And what they did was put people into brain scanners, show them images of different products and brands and services for 4 seconds. Then they showed them the price. Then the respondents were given a task. Will I buy that brand for that price? And I've just taken one example, which is Godiva chocolates. And the scientists wanted to observe what happens in the brain at each of those points in time. And so they measured what happened. And this is interesting because when people see the brand or the product or the service, the so-called reward center in the brain is activated. Now, this is significant because the scientists already knew that this part of the brain is activated when we see something we value very highly. Even a mother seeing an image of her children will activate the reward center. They also knew that when this center is activated, there is a very high probability that action will follow. So this was interesting in and of itself. Now, when people were shown the price, something very different happened. The pain center in the brain was triggered. Seriously, the same part of the brain that's triggered if you cut yourself or fall over. So metaphorically, the brain is saying, that's pleasurable, that's rewarding, I value it highly, I want it, but ouch, it hurts me, it pains me to give away money to acquire the reward. And then what happened was a trade-off. And if the reward was sufficient to overcome the pain of the price, the person pressed yes. And if it wasn't, they pressed no. And the scientists could predict, just by observing the brain activity, which button they were going to press before they pressed it. And so the simple neurologic of a decision is based on this thing called net value. If the result of the reward minus the pain is positive, we will buy, we will act. And if it's not, we won't.